No bonnets, no do-rags, no slippers in a classroom or the cafeteria. Seeing Tuskegee's dress code update left you feeling one of two things. Either an excitement about the standards that were being set, or real skepticism around the policing of Black bodies. And if you're a parent, you're probably feeling something underlying those things. Not should my child be allowed to wear this, but can my child make a deliberate, intentional decision about how to show up without me managing them? Hi, I'm Nicole Olani. I'm a Princeton alumna, and I earned over $2 million in scholarships, including a full merit scholarship to Howard University. And it's the exact results that we replicate for our students that we work with, starting with college prep in middle school. In this video, I'm going to walk through the 3 capacities that your student needs before 9th grade to lock in a smooth transition from high school to college. Because the fact is, these capacities are not built overnight, and the foundation for them are laid before high school even starts. If you're interested in personalizing everything to your student specifically, I want you to go ahead to the link in description and get our personalized Ivy League audit. It's an assessment for parents of high-achieving Black students in 6th to 10th grade. You'll plug in your students' activities, their grades, all the things that determine elite admissions, whether that's to a PWI or an HBCU, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do over the next 90 days, year, 2 years plus, in order to guarantee those outcomes for admission and merit scholarships. So let's dive into capacity number 1. So number 1 is self-direction. Self-direction, okay? This is not compliance. Because the fact is, a child can look responsible when they're well managed. A dress code can only produce compliance for a day or the days under that specific policy, but it cannot create self-direction. And arguably, that's what we as parents want to be optimizing for in the first place. Not did my student check all the boxes, but are they actually being intentional about aligning their daily choices, activities, and self-expression to the goals that they say that they have? If a child chooses a version of themselves that they respect as they transition into adulthood, that's really what we want to be proud of. That's the confidence that's necessary on the college application and all the opportunities both in high school, college, and in their career. This really hit home for me recently as I was talking to the parents of one of my peers back at Princeton, and they expressed real frustration around the fact that they spent so much time optimizing for their outcome that their daughter felt like she had to major in engineering when she got to Princeton. She always loved writing, but in order to fit the mold of what she thought was perfect, she went with what would be rewarded externally. She ended up graduating Princeton with a real lack of clarity around what she wanted to do. And while she was making money, she didn't have fulfillment. When a student has self-direction, they achieve something that money can never buy, that top admission, whether to Howard, Spelman, or Princeton, or Harvard, can never, ever do. Give our students a sense of purpose and agency as they navigate their everyday life. So if you're thinking right now, wow, I need to actually optimize for self-direction rather than just trying to get my student to read this list of colleges and try to hope that they get inspired, or this list of careers and hope they get inspired, go ahead and get that assessment below, because it's going to give you an exact personalized blueprint for your family and your student right now at their specific grade, so that you can understand what they need to truly be self-directed rather than managed. All right, so capacity 2 is all about attention, okay? Attention. And this attention, we want to be focused, okay? So most of us are not over here policing what our students wear in their day-to-day, especially in middle school, but perhaps we do focus on behavioral things elsewhere, like how much they're on their phone or how late they stay up. And at this age, those boundaries are 100% necessary. These disciplines that we set for them while they're young are going to help them build great habits as they grow up. However, it's always important that our students understand the why behind the rule itself. A student that is obsessed with rules is always going to be focused on whether or not they get caught, or simply just doing it because someone told them to. And as you become an adult, someone told me to is never a motivation enough to keep doing it. We have to understand the reason beneath it. And we have to clearly understand how it benefits us and or harms us to keep this rule enforced in our life. Colleges do not reward don't get caught behavior. They seek to reward students that scaffold their attention in alignment with their long-term goals. This is a habit actually called future orientation that can and should be scaffolded for in middle school. When a student can see their own patterns and self-correct, that is a superpower that will strengthen their outcomes for the rest of their life. All right, so we have self-direction, we have attention and focus. The third capability is self-advocacy. Now, for most parents, when they hear self-advocacy, they think, oh, that's just the confidence my student needs to ask for help. And then you're thinking to yourself, either my kid has it or they don't. We tend to box our kids into personalities. Oh, they're just shy, or they're just introverted, or they're just charismatic, and they're extroverted. And from there, we silently make judgments about what they are and are not capable of, whether we realize it or not. But I want to sharpen that for you. Self-advocacy is actually more about the ability to determine exactly what I need in a given moment. It's about making a finite ask, not just I need help, but creating a path to go to the right adult for the right type of help. So that's not just confidence, that's what we call strategic agency. And this is a habit and skill that so many parents sleep on developing in middle school. Oftentimes we focus so much on optimizing for the grade, we forget that even kids with great grades suffer when they don't know how to reach out for help, ask for help, and get the support. Smart kids fall through the cracks too. And in fact, the families we work with, all high achieving kids, getting A's mostly and some B's, and are super passionate about a specific area of interest or hobby or extracurricular. And yet we find these students not optimizing for their actual goals that they say they want in admissions or scholarships or careers in the future because they don't have the skill to advocate for themselves. This is the hidden heartbreak of the 8th to 9th grade transition. High school gets bigger. There's more teachers, there's more systems, there's more homework, more extracurriculars to manage. And in the midst of that, we find ourselves optimizing the schedule for our kids. And in that, we are silently killing their self-agency, self-advocacy at the time when it's most primed to be developed and scaffolded as it relates to their psychological development timeline. All of the science, the data says, support your student with self-advocacy at this critical juncture from middle school to high school. And yet all of our systems and habits and plans that we optimize from are designed to kill it. So do not ask, is my child behaved enough for college? And in fact, if you're a high-achieving Black professional, this is probably not what you want to optimize for anyway. But sometimes the habits and strategies that we take on inherently have these assumptions baked in that this is what we care about. And so when we take a moment to zoom out and realize it's actually not the core value or one of the top 3 capabilities we want to prioritize for, we can adjust the strategy to what we actually want from our students. It's not just about getting into a school or getting a scholarship or the prestige of an institution. It's about actually supporting our students and clarifying who they are, what they want out of life, and their purpose at this specific phase of their life, because that will probably change in the future. So before asking whether Tuskegee's policy is right or wrong, I invite you to think about what your response to the policy triggers within yourself around how you want to parent and how you want your kid to show up now and in their future college. What college will best align with the policies that you believe will actually support your student to prosper and become the best version of themselves? If you want to find out where your student actually stands beyond the generic checklist, go ahead and get that personalized assessment. You'll plug in your students' activities, their grades, their age, and it'll immediately give you a PDF breakdown of what to do over the next few years and even the next 90, 60, and 30 days. The link is waiting for you below now, and I'll see you in the next one.